Hey guys, it's your own boy, the one only Great Tan, back to 892 Star Drop opening. And again, I'm recording a bit later today, but I was also up later last night, so again, it just makes sense to me because today's video should be a longer one with the amount of events we have going on anyway, and you'll see why in a second. Again, I would have talked about it yesterday, but for some reason it didn't even appear in the game until after 7 o'clock yesterday. I don't know, it's just something to do with their coding. But anyway, for those of you who care, I'm currently around top 5 US and top 25 global in Squad Busters right now. Again, I can't even possibly reach first in the game until at least the end of the weekend just because of those dead accounts that are still taking up higher trophy positions somehow. But anyway, I did end up completing that play love bombing mode 15 times quest, so we should have an additional love box here. I don't know if we're having a lucky day 10 today, if they're just going to keep giving us lucky days this entire season. Is going to get kind of crazy. But anyway, let's see what we have.
Super rare.
Starting with a super rare of 100 coins.
Super rare.
Super rare of 100 coins.
Super rare.
Super rare of 50 power points.
Rare.
Rare of 100 XP doublers.
Rare.
Rare 25 power points. And it looks like we're finally back to regular daily wins here. Again, technically the chaos drops are still relatively new, but that's just kind of part of the 6 wins now we get one every day. So let's see what we have.
Epic.
Okay. We have an epic of 200 coins. And I get 1,000 power points. I must have completed some other... Okay, I think I know what it is, and this is very triggering. Because I just so happened to play the love bombing quest, or play 15 matches yesterday, and I played all 15 in sequence. I didn't win all of them, mind you, but most of them. I ended up playing Miko. It's pretty hard to hit Miko with a bomb when he can just jump away. I think a new quest to play love bombing just came in, and whatever it was, I miraculously just so happened to complete it. Or, no wait, I do know what this is, I do know what this is. So it's not another love bombing quest, this is the deal damage mega quest. I forgot about that. So that's the 1,000 power points for that. I think it came with XP doublers or something too, but... Anyway, on to the love box. I'll tell you guys what I thought about love bombing, and I think I even have a clip to show you guys. But, okay, we have an 8 box. I might have got one of the skins this season. That's pretty neat, hopefully. Starting with 39 bling, 69 coins, and again, I think his channel is called Xiu Ming. I was watching his video about drop rates in these love boxes, and again, I can't believe the esteemed Brawl nerd already has access to the dev build of Brawl Stars, and I still don't even have access to that yet. But again, these are coded into the drop rates of the boxes, these specific numbers. Don't ask me why the dev team gets a little quirky when programming, but... Okay. So all I remember, again, you guys have to watch this video if you actually care, but all I remember is the rarest skin to get is apparently the... I think it's just called Bear Shade. I still think it should be called Teddy Shade. That just sounds better to me. But I got Love Potion Squeak. I do play Squeak a lot more, especially with ranked. He's just very frustrating to deal with. I don't know that he has too many counters, but it comes with a pin here, an icon, spray. 34 credits, 34 credits. I mean, I guess you could just outrange him straight up, but on most maps, that's pretty hard to do anyway. I have Daily Streak, day 301, with a reward of a random star drop.
Super rare.
Which is super rare 50 power points. And I'm planning on getting another love box day, but... Oh, you've gotta be... Okay, I called it, but I was wrong about what it was. There is another quest for love bombing, but for some reason, it didn't register the matches I already played. So, I guess I just have to play more of that mode. Again, it is kind of fun. I certainly wouldn't necessarily play it as a regular mode because it feels so wacky. What I find interesting about the love bombing mode is, let me see if I can pull up the gameplay clip. I shared it in the club, or at least I thought I definitely did. It doesn't even seem to have registered here, but it's literally the last match I played, I'm pretty sure. See if I can. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the one. So you guys can see some premium love bombing gameplay. I don't know if I'm gonna play the whole thing here, but what I want you to notice is that these love bombs, they don't really roll at all from where you throw them. If you guys remember the I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's the mode in Heist where you have to throw the bombs. I'm gonna keep thinking about it while you watch some gameplay here, but I'm trying to remember what it's called. I can never remember what that one was called. So I had a decent partner here. So you're probably wondering why they would choose Willow on a more ranged map here. So apparently if Willow mind controls the enemy while holding a bomb, and if Willow throws the bomb right before the mind control ends, then they just end up getting a kill. I think that'd be pretty hard to do, but they pulled it off most of the time. I'd say we won and lost the matches at roughly 50%. We won maybe a little bit more, but I'm not gonna lie, I was probably the one mostly getting the kills here. But I'm about to pull off a pretty crazy super throw here with the love bomb. Pro Miko gameplay and love bombing. Again, you'll notice the match wasn't even that long. I pretty much did end up showing the whole match there. But again, I'm just gonna call it heist bombs or whatever, right? Or heist explosions. Whatever the mode was called, I want you guys to remember that it was last season during Steampunk that those bombs, when you threw them, they rolled a lot. You could pull off some pretty impressive throws, especially over water on that one map. These love bombs don't roll at all, so you pretty much need to aim directly where you want it to land. It rolls a very, very small amount. It seems to roll maybe a little more when you use your super throw, as you guys can see in the clip, but again, when you're throwing these, keep in mind that it's pretty much going to explode right where you throw it. So this mode is rather tricky. Again, obviously it's pretty hard to hit Miko when he can literally jump out of the way, so that's why I'm playing Miko. Again, as you can see, Gale's a decent choice there if you can stun him into the wall. But anyway, I was planning on playing the Brawlentine's bosses and pausing in between. That should get me a lot of rewards today. And I already completed the quest, but the other thing, again, it's going to be a long video, but we also have Hypercharge Unleashed, and that's what we didn't see yesterday, so I need to win 10 battles of that. Again, it shouldn't take too long, hopefully, but, you know, I guess I'll start with the Brawlentine's bosses, and I didn't really get any comments yesterday saying that you guys would prefer to see the openings on video, but I'm sure you would, so I'm going to try and get them all here. Again, it's going to take quite a while. Also, Mega Bear Shade. So it literally is just called Bear Shade. Again, you take out the Mega, that's the name of the skin. So that one has the line of sight modifier for some reason. Again, whenever it comes to bosses, I usually gravitate towards playing Colt, but now that he doesn't really have the reload, I'm wondering if there's better options. I mean, he still has amazing DPS, don't get me wrong, but I don't think he's going to be able to ammo steal from a boss. I'll give it a shot, but I don't know. If nothing else, he'll be really good for just being able to open up the map with his gadget. So again, I'm going to pause here and I'm going to play some Mega Love Potion Squeak, and I'll let you guys know how hard it is. Again, obviously it'll get harder as we go, but let's see. Alright, back with the first win.
Rare.
We have a rare 50 coins. And again, Colt works pretty well. I decided to switch it up with his Magnum Special because it can deal extra damage to distant targets. But again, with the recent nerf, I will mention that Colt can no longer essentially reload he can no longer reload 2 ammo again. Before you used to just press the button and get 2 ammo. Now it's 0.5 ammo, assuming he hits both of his speed loader quick shots, so he can only effectively reload the 1 ammo. But again, interestingly enough, speed loader, which has less cooldown and it can't break through walls, that's the only other advantage that Silver Bullet has, is it interestingly enough does slightly more damage than Silver Bullet as well, so speed loader is almost always going to be better, essentially because you can always just break the walls with your super anyway, assuming you can hit enough. But again, I didn't realize this because it doesn't show it. Apparently you can get up to 16 cubes because there's 4 boxes in each of the corners, and I was playing with a Rico who got the boss down to 25% by the times I collected all the cubes anyway, so again, Colt works pretty well. It's at least at normal. This boss isn't hard at all, so let's keep going and see if it gets any harder. Alright, on to the second win.
Rare.
A rare 50 coins. And playing with Lumi there, again, I actually decided to get some of the boxes. If you just get all the boxes to start, this boss really isn't that hard, but again, we're only on lower difficulty, so let's keep going. Alright, on to the third win.
Rare.
A rare of 10 credits. Again, I don't know if this is a glitch or not, but if you just go and start by getting the boxes in the corners, the boss doesn't even seem to attack unless you attack it first, so it doesn't really make sense not to get the boxes first. Apparently the damage from the boss's attacks also destroy the boxes, but again, I don't know why you wouldn't get the boxes first, but again, still pretty easy. Let's keep going. Alright, on to the fourth one.
Super rare.
Super rare of 100 coins. Again, definitely getting a bit more difficult, I think. Oh, there actually is 2 more. I thought it was 5. I had a random Larry and Lori player die twice, and I was still able to beat it fairly easily. And I'll also say if your teammate dies, they seem to drop some of the cubes that they had, at least half, I believe. So if they go down, at least you're not losing cubes too. So you don't necessarily have to make sure only one person has all the cubes or something. In fact, it's definitely better if you can split up the cubes between you and your teammate, just taking a side. Again, that's just because each teammate has their own ammo, and having all the cubes on one player means you can't unload the damage as fast necessarily. But anyway, what I will say so far is Squeak has a lot of, and they call it bullet hell, I believe, aspect here, but even if he's hitting you a lot, so far he's only doing like maybe 800 damage per hit, so if you have all the cubes already, you're really not gonna be in that much trouble anyway. Again, just make sure you start the match by getting the cubes, but let's keep going. Alright, on to the fifth win.
Epic.
An epic of 500 XP doublers. Again, there I had an 8-bit who was hesitant again to get the cubes. I don't know why people are just not picking up the cubes. It makes it so much easier. But anyway, we're on the last stage here, so again, let's see how hard this actually gets. Alright, we're on to the last win with our free love box. So again, let's see if we get anything good here. We have a 5 box starting with 39 bling, 69 coins, 69 coins, 69 coins, 39 bling, 34 credits. Again, nothing too special there, but we already did get one of the skins, so. Again, I ended up playing with a Frank who just died 3 times there. I was able to complete it myself. I don't even know what you need the teammate for. Might as well just be solo boss takedown modes. But again, we also have Mega Bear Shade, which again gets us to a Chaos Drop, which isn't as exciting, but again, also you will notice you can play past impossible difficulty. You can probably take it up to, again, I think it was like 16, impossible 16 or 17 or something is like the final difficulty ranking. I don't know why you would, because again, as far as I'm aware, there's no actual legacy stat or anything. You could show off to your club and, maybe even post a gameplay clip on the tube, but I don't really know what the actual benefit of doing that is, so I'm not personally going to do it, but again, Mega Bear Shade, Brawlentine's Boss. I don't know if there's going to be cubes in this one. I'm guessing if there are, they're probably on the opposite end of the spawn. So, again, if we just look at the maze here, it looks like you just go down and around. I don't know if the boss just comes after you immediately in this one, because you'd have to be able to get around him if the boxes are on the other side, and it is line of sight too, so that's interesting. Obviously you could just get your super and then just fly to the other side anyway. That's probably what I'll end up doing. It'll probably be faster. But yeah, again, let's see how hard this boss is or what's in store. Alright, we're back with the first win. And again, I didn't quite get a count, but there might be even more than 16 boxes at the end of this map. But I definitely think this boss could be significantly harder. Obviously, this first stage was easy, but again, we had a Rico that was able to break all the boxes open pretty quick. But as long as I have a distraction, I'll probably just get all the boxes and then try to open up the map. But it looks like we have a rare, super rare of 100 coins. And again, I should also mention that the speed loader does surprisingly reload the one ammo, so it is probably the best gadget to use here, despite the other one probably being more helpful to open up the walls. You just gotta get your super quick. But again, let's keep going and see how hard this gets. Alright, on to the second win. We have a rare of 25 power points. We actually had a partner who was playing Edgar, which I don't think is a bad shout here, honestly, because you're probably going to be able to heal a lot more damage than Mega Bear Shade can even deal. And again, usually I'd stay on Colt, but for this map in particular, and the DPS output, it might actually be better to play Edgar, so I actually think I'm going to switch over to him. But again, I'm worried that towards the last stage it might do more damage than he can heal, but we'll have to see. I'll make sure to equip the right star power here, but again, let's see what happens. Alright, back with the third win. I have a rare 50 coins. Again, I had a partner of Rico. I just kind of left behind there to get all the boxes. It actually is 16 now that I was able to get them all myself and count them there, but again, so far the Bear Shade started off with just using his regular attack, but now he's starting to spawn some projectiles. But again, so far I still seem to be able to out-heal any damage he deals, so again, I'm going to keep going with this. Let's see what happens. Alright, on the next star drop we have rare 25 power points. Again, this is working relatively well, getting a lot of Rico teammates, so it makes sense, but we have 2 more to go, wins 5 and 6, so again, let's keep going. Alright, on to the 5th win. We have a rare of 10 credits. My partner ended up also being Edgar, so I just let them get the cubes. And again, to my surprise, even at, I believe it's called insane difficulty there, even on insane difficulty, no power cube Edgar was still able to out-heal the amount of damage Bear Shade is doing. So again, highly recommend that you play Edgar through this one. Again, we're still going to see if he can out-heal an impossible. There was a very significant difficulty increase in Squeak, I noticed. It went up to like 1,000 to 2,000 damage per hit, so you definitely had to be careful there, even with having all the cubes. But again, let's see if this one is really all that difficult, and hopefully it goes well. Alright, so I had another Edgar partner. Again, that was honestly really easy. You just get the boxes and mash the button. Again, even with no cubes, you can still basically out-heal the boss there. If you just run in a circle, he still misses most of his attacks anyway. But yeah, we have another chaos drop here, so again, hopefully it's something good.
2, 4, super rare.
We still got a 4 split. Super rares, 100 coins, 100 coins, 100 coins, 30 credits. I'd say it's relatively worth 6 boss matches, I guess. Yeah, again, I guess I'll end it off by playing through the Hypercharge Unleashed mode. Again, just gotta get 10 wins, camp until you get 4th place is usually how it goes. Again, I thought we were done with Hypercharge Unleashed now that they have basically all the Hypercharges out. I'm pretty happy to see that we're still getting this every now and then. Again, we didn't get it last season, so it's not like it's every season, but every now and then we might get one. So Again, I'm just going to pause here and I'll be back with that. Again, I don't think it matters, again, in choosing your brawler, because if I remember correctly, it just randomly gives you one anyway. It says everything's random, so yeah, again, I'll be back with that in a second. Alright, we're back with the 10 wins and a guaranteed hypercharge star drop. Hopefully we get something good here. Alright, we got Gale's Blizzard, slightly wider and fires twice, so again, if nothing else, a significant DPS increase. Again, I don't know where Gale really stands in the meta right now necessarily. Again, he's always been kind of an anti-tank brawler, but I haven't used him a lot recently. It's mostly just because his shots are quite slow. So that's why he really only works against close range tanks most of the time. Otherwise, he can't really keep up with his shots even though he hits such a wide area. So again, I think that's finally it for today. I'm only one enemy defeat away from 3 chaos drops, and I'll probably do that and the love box for tomorrow. Again, I think I should have had that one already, but again, this is already a significantly longer video. Also, someone in the club chat was saying, and you probably already saw that, apparently 2 Glowbirds in a match can cause server error 43. I don't know if that's true, I haven't seen it myself, but just something to be aware of. I've had it plenty of times, so maybe they need to super at the exact same time for it to happen, I don't know. Anyway, so about 10 days left of rank, so as soon as I get to the top of the leaderboards in Squad Busters, I'll probably start playing some ranked. But anyway, again, I don't really think too much else crazy is going on here. Looks like we have a chain offer again for love boxes. If you buy 4 of them, you get 1 free again, but I just don't see any reason to buy love boxes. Again, these skins aren't exclusive, so what's the rush on getting them now? But we also still have Night Bell at a discount, Night Jackie at a discount, coin offer, that's alright, a daily freebie of 15 coins, as well as 60 XP doublers, and as of today, I have 60 XP doublers and 212,748 power points. But again, I'm interested, of course, to know, did you guys get anything good from your free love boxes from the quest and the challenge? Anything good from the star drops or chaos drop from the bosses? And did you actually get a decent hypercharge from the Hypercharge Unleashed event? Again, it's pretty funny to me, because there's no stakes in this whatsoever. When you get down to like the last 4 people, most of the players will just run into the fog to die quicker anyway, because no one actually wants to play this as far as I'm aware. Again, they really all just want the free hypercharge. In fact, again, I'm still not even sure why it's 10 matches. It used to be 25, which is absolutely absurd. But even 10 feels like too much. I don't see why it's just, they could do 5. Honestly, I think that would get the point across. They want people to try out the new hypercharges, but even 5 matches, again, it's 10 because there's like 10 different brawlers you can try or something like that. I think it's actually 9, and I think it's the same roster of brawlers that it was in the last Hypercharge Unleashed, actually. And believe me, there's no worse feeling than randomly getting Byron on Cavern Churn. You basically can't do anything, so again, you really just want to get top 4 as quickly as you can, because in my opinion, unless you get Trunk or Ali, you're probably not going to end up winning these matches. So yeah, other than that, again, let me know if you guys are happy that I did end up opening most of the RNG items on video. You guys got to see me get Squeak, or Love Potion Squeak skin, that is. But other than that, again, watch out for me on the Squad Busters leaderboards, and let's see how far we can take this, guys.